talking about the telephone number to report fraud to HUD, HUD, in the United States. It's an 800 number. I'll give it to you now. It's also in the title of this video. 1-800-347-3735. And that is to report if you have someone that you want to report to for fraud. And there are a lot of rules when it comes to fraud in the housing and urban development program. You have to really go to HUD rules and regulations. Maybe look that up on the internet, and you'll see if you know someone that's collecting Section 8 rent or assistance from HUD illegally, you can report that. You need a certain pieces of information you need. I've been on the phone with these people now twice. I spent an hour the last time reporting someone who I believe committed fraud, and they're going to look into that. There's also a lawyer that's going to file a complaint from a lawyer's perspective with additional information and proofs that fraud may have been committed, and we're gonna follow up on this HUD fraudulent claim for HUD, because Flywoods knows about the rules and regulations, and Flywoods, FL1, he believes fraud has been committed. I believe fraud has been committed because the rules are strict in regards to who you can have in a Section 8 housing, regarding whether or not they're related to you or not related to you, what your relationship is to the person, that you may or may not have to be on the property depending on what they allow you. There's lots of rules, and I do believe quite a few of those rules have been broken, and I am going to write it all down. I'm waiting for a letter from HUD, an email, and then I'm going to put it all in writing. And then, of course, the lawyer is also going to put it in writing. So that's one thing we're going to talk about. And let's get this straight right now. Any trolls off the channel, don't waste your time posting anything, because we're not going to have trolls. You're either going to be on board with what my channel is about, or you're going to be pushed to the sidelines. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. That is, we are moving. When I say we are moving forward on the HUD fraudulent claim for HUD, going back as far as possibly 10 years. And the penalties for that would be, if found guilty, they're going to ask you for that money back. So that's one thing. Now the second thing is, yesterday I hear guapo, 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 guapo. We went back and forth 3 or 4 times. I was actually getting ready to cook dinner, and one of the local men pulled up on a tricycle with full of boxes. And the boxes had, the boxes are these boxes here. We're going to find out what's in the box now. It's the DSWD, Relief Supplies, Department of Social Welfare and Development. Now this is completely different than last year when I went to the arena where they have a basketball indoor courts, and they play. The locals can do different sports indoors. They have bleachers, they have basketball. I guess they could play any kind of games in there. Last year there was a relief effort before Christmas. A private individual paid, I don't know, it could have been as much as $10,000 to give the locals that needed food a bag of food, and that included a couple of cans of sardines, a couple of cans of almost like a Spam type of a meat, probably 2 kilos plus of rice. There were some noodles. There was coffee. There was a bunch of things in the bag was a relatively good sized bag, probably half of a 5-gallon bucket of food each bag. And those foods, those free foods that went out to those locals, you could not go to the arena to get a free bag, but the barangay captain would come and pick up bags for his area. And I was accused of stealing food, free food from the locals, which I never did. But I would like to smack the guy or the people that said I stole Filipinos' free food. That would be something I would enjoy. So that's number one. So I never stole food. That's a lie. Another lie you've heard from the creepy little bloggers on YouTube. Now, today's box here, now this one was delivered to me by the barangay captain, direct orders to deliver this to me. And we're going to find out what's inside this. Now, apparently, everybody in the community got a box. Now, the tricycle was filled up with boxes. And apparently, if you're a member of the community, which I have been here for 6.5 years, you get a box. So let's find out what's in the box. What's behind box number one. So this is these are the notes I have for HUD. What I had to do this week. That's why I wasn't online for the last few days. I've been a little busy. I went to the NBI again. I had to talk to somebody about some personal stuff. I called up the HUD hotline. I have to repaint my wallet orange because it's starting to wear off. I went to get an ultrasound, but the hospital that I went to didn't have that. And I'm still trying to buy a rebar bender. Plus, it's been raining the last few days. So, no trolls. Canoe in the Philippines. Welcome, my friend. Good morning, Mr. FAZIO. The machine is running. That Michael FAZIO, welcome to the machine. It is running. So, let's find out what's in this box. Apparently I'm a local. Because this is the third time, 3 times, since the cyclone that they came around with food. The first time, it was a bag of rice, about 2 kilos, and 4 cans of sardines and meat. The second time, it was about the same, about 2 kilos, but 6 cans of food and coffee. Now, I don't eat rice, so the first bag of rice I gave away. And then the second bag of rice I have in the refrigerator, but I don't eat rice. I haven't had any rice, and I had a scoop of rice last week at the prawn farm to sop up some of the juice from my squid, but personally I don't eat rice. So that rice is going to be probably going to give it away to the man who collects those sea urchins. Well, let's find out, and then I'll find somebody. Somebody will take it, but let's find out what's in the box. And let me put my glasses in my pocket. And this is what they've given to every local. Now, personally, I said to him, I don't really want one. He goes, no, you got to take it. You're a local. So I said, okay, I can always give it away. He said, you can do whatever you want with it, but you got to take it. And they're they're actually quite good about that. I mean, they deliver it directly to your house. You can't ask for more than that. In fact, I even have it in one of the videos. I even have them giving me the live stream. I have them giving me the box, the bag. Andrew Steinmetz. Let's find out what's in the box. So here we go. Whoa. Okay, so we have DSWD rice. Whoa. So this is pretty much like this is pretty much like the second bag that had the coffee in it. And then the second bag had 6 cans of. So this is a can of sardines, which I like. And this is a can of carne norte. It's a mystery meat. It's like a Spam. That's 2 cans. Another can of Spam, 3. This is 4. A tuna fresca. That's 4 cans. Another can of mystery meat, carne norte. That's 5. And then we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cans. So they went up from 6 cans, another can of tuna, another can of tuna, another can of tuna, another can of mystery meat, and another can of sardines. Well, very nice. Now this bag is probably 5 kilos. It goes right down to the bottom. And let's see, we have over here cream white coffee. I don't eat this. I don't eat this coffee stuff with the cream because I don't eat chemical food. You know what I was really hoping for was that maybe, I don't see it. I was really kind of hoping that on the bottom here, under the rice or somewhere in this box, I don't see it, there would be some frozen blueberries and some Jenny-O burgers. But I guess I was mistaken. So okay, so now we have a different, I got to put the glasses on, Energen. I don't know what that is. We'll find, there's more chemicals. I haven't had a 3-in-1 coffee or one of those coffees that come out of these bags. I had one about 3 months ago, and that was, well, actually, I had that one when they gave it to us after Christmas. I gave those away. I don't eat this stuff. So this is called Energen with milk. In fact, I got a story to tell you about milk. So there's, let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these chocolate drinks with Energen, 5 of those. And in regards to the free coffee, there's 1, 2, 3 of those. Okay, so that's quite a nice box, but I still was kind of hoping that somewhere they would have put some Jenny-O turkey burgers in there because, and some frozen blueberries, but I'm a little disappointed in that. You know, maybe I'll have to call up the barangay captain, or when I see him, next time I have dinner with him, I'll have to ask him about those Jenny-O turkey burgers. So I didn't steal this food. This was delivered to me indirectly from the barangay captain. So this is part of some strawberries, yes, some frozen, and maybe a can of whipped cream, Conroy, maybe a can of whipped cream. So I didn't steal this food from the locals, and I'm probably going to give, I won't eat that rice. In fact, I have one of these big bottles here, right here. I bought rice. Actually, I should be getting to eating that or giving it away. When we had the, I'm not a survivalist, but I'm a firm believer in being prepared. I'm not really a prepper per se. Well, maybe I was at one time. But I'm not a real prepper. You cannot be a prepper in the Philippines because you can't own weapons here. But in America, I had I had a just in case in America. I don't have that anymore. And in America, I had two steel boxes with supplies that would last me if we had a hurricane, because I lived in hurricane laden area. I could live with the water supply I had in my house of bottled water and the foods that I had in those two steel boxes. Probably I could have lived for 3 months. And if we had, because my house was concrete and I never left during the hurricane. So I would have had food for 3 months without worrying about whether the stores opened up or closed. And as far as fresh water is concerned, you're gonna get rainwater, and I had probably 35 gallons of water saved in distilled water in bottles. But here, when we had the lockdown because of the virus, I also went out and in a different kind of box, I saved. I think I had 10 kilos of rice, and I put it in those plastic bottles. I had 2 tubs of peanut butter that were like 72 ounces. They were like a half a gallon, almost a half a gallon. 2 of those tubs. I had coffee, enough to have 3 cups of coffee a day, just the coffee powder, none of the chemicals. I had coffee for a year because, coffee makes the world go round. Just like yellow is the color of God. Paint something yellow every so often, or mention yellow, God forgets who you are. So I had enough food to last during the beginning of the lockdown. Probably I had 2 months of foods if I, cordoned it off properly. But now I took the coffee out of the box because I realized that they're not going to have a food shortage. So I still have like 500 grams of coffee. They come in 100-gram packages, and one of those lasts me a month or thereabouts, about 28 days. I still have, I do think I have 10 kilos of rice in one of those boxes. I haven't looked in the boxes. Now I have the peanut butter, that's gone. I ate the peanut butter. And I ate the peanut butter during the cyclone because there was no way to go get food. And the supermarkets were 3 hours online after the cyclone hit, and it was hot. So I took the peanut butter out and I ate that. It was a mistake to eat that because I gained weight. I probably gained 10 pounds from eating the peanut butter, but there was no other option. Standing online for 3 hours in the supermarket, standing online for 3 hours in the supermarket, standing online for 3 hours in the supermarket is not something that I chose to do. So I ate a lot of my supplies. No rice. I never cooked rice. I'm never going to cook rice. I don't like rice. I like rice if I had beef and broccoli 2 weeks ago at the prawn farm, and I ordered rice to sop up the juice with. And I enjoyed it because I enjoy rice with the gravy of the beef and broccoli that I had, and also there was gravy left over from the fried squid. But I will tell you something about the beef and broccoli. Oh God, it was delicious at the prawn farm. It really surprised me. The barbecued spare ribs, I would never order that again. They were good, but they were not like, barbecued ribs that you get in America and in America, they really destroy all the nutrients and minerals in America. They boil the ribs first to make them soft, and then they season them. Here, they just put them under a broiler with some, what they call barbecue sauce, but it's not It's not like a Kraft barbecue sauce. It's a Filipino version of barbecue sauce, which is about as good as the Filipino version of ketchup. They make ketchup out of bananas. Somehow they have a banana ketchup. Heinz 57 ketchup. You can buy it here, but it's very expensive. It's $5 for a 42-ounce bottle, which is not expensive, but the the barbecue sauce that they have here is just, I think it's just like sugar and water, and I don't know what kind of flavors in there. I ate it. It was okay, but I would never buy the ribs in Prawn Farm again. Now I would buy the beef and broccoli again, and they had beef and cauliflower, I think it was. The stir-fried vegetables was delicious. So I sopped up the gravy with the rice. But that was the first rice I had in well over a year, maybe 2 years. I don't eat rice. I don't like rice. I like it to sop up the gravy. So anyway, no Jenny O turkey burgers and no frozen blueberries. That's sad to hear. So this is my food, my free food. Now I'll you know what I really would like to do is what I did last time. I know what I did last time with the rice. Okay, the second rice I have in the refrigerator. The first rice I had like, well, I guess it was like a 1 quart plastic bags. And I made 4 of those, I think. There was a couple of kilos of rice. I made 4 of those. And then I put numbers on the plastic bags. And then in one bottle like this, I put the balance of the rice in there. I also did put a number on the side of a bottle of rum. And I also had the coffee creamers and the coffee mixes in another bag. And I put a number on that. And what I did is I went next door to the Paroque when all the people were in the Paroque, and I handed out numbers to everybody. And I had coordinating numbers in a pot. And so there was 4 bags of rice, 5 with the container. That's 5. 1 bag, 1 bottle, and for that's 5 rices, 1 rum. That's 6. And then the coffees were 7. There might have been something else. But anyway, there were 7 numbers. Let's say there was 7. I forgot what the other thing. Oh, there was a bag of candy, 8. So I gave out the numbers, or they picked the numbers, and then I had a coordinating set of numbers. And whoever had the numbers when I picked it, I would put the item on the table, and they got to keep that. That was like a lotto that I gave away. Gave away everything except the sardines, because I like sardines. So I'll probably do that with the rice again. I'll get some bags when I go into the city next time. But that's what I'll do. I don't want to. I will not eat this rice, and it's really not. Oh, they had fun too, and the people that didn't get anything, because there were about 12 people there. There were only 7, 8 items. They were like, how come you didn't get us anything? Well, no, I had 8 items that I gave away for free. I got it for free. I gave it away for free. But they were expecting me to buy more stuff for them. That's how it is living in the Philippines. So I did not. I gave them no cigarettes, though. I gave up on buying people cigarettes. When I quit smoking, no more. I never bought another person a pack of cigarettes. Now it's actually 15. I'm into my 15th month without smoking a cigarette. And I don't plan on ever smoking another cigarette again. But you still get the urge, though, to have a cigarette. You still, every once in a while, you're just like, you think about it, but you know better not to smoke. So with that, today, the last few days it rained. I was in the city doing my NBI stuff, and I'm also making. I have a meeting. I have to meet somebody from cybercrimes. They weren't in 2 days ago. They weren't in, but I'll get with them. And then we're following up with the HUD fraud. It's in the title, the telephone number to HUD fraud, and I'm going to follow up with that because I think it's the right thing to do. I don't like somebody that scams the system, and there is somebody that I believe has scammed the system. So they're going to have to deal with HUD and the inspections that are going to take place. That's a guaranteed. They're going to get back with me. They're going to get an actual report through an email. I'll put everything I know down on paper. Where the person, see, the fraud division, they have rules. You can read about it online, the fraud. And some of the rules are like, if you rent out to Section 8, you're not allowed to rent out to a personal relative unless the relative is handicapped and you have a handicapped area for the relative. And they have to come and inspect the handicapped area. And then that would make you the caretaker. And then if you're the caretaker for your handicapped relative, the rules allow that to a certain degree, but the kicker is you have to be on the property. You can't be off the property. You can't live someplace else. So some rules were definitely went sideways there. So we're going to fill out all the blanks, and I'm going to find out some of the dates when things started and when things, where the person went and what they did and all of that good stuff. And then I'll give that information to the best I can to HUD, and then we're going to find out if there's if fraud was committed, or if not, then they're more than willing to take the complaint. They're the ones who will make the determination about fraud. So that's coming up soon. You'll be hearing about that when I get my final mail from them, and I get the inspector's name that's going to be wanting to interview me on the phone. I'll do that. As far as everything else is concerned, everything is good. Everything is pretty good. And the girl from Leyte, I spoke with her. She's sick now, and I spoke with her on Skype. She still has a cough and like a chest cold. She's still sick from 4 weeks ago. So she's going to get better, and then she's planning on coming here. That could happen at any time. As soon as she gets better, I'll just buy another ticket. I also want to tell you about Philippines Airlines. So the ticket was bought to bring the girl here. And when the cyclone hit, you could postpone the ticket and change the date to a date further down the line. Philippines Airlines allowed that to happen. But then when she got sick a second time and was supposed to be here last week, she, not knowing when she was going to get better, and not knowing, and still that we didn't have electric, she just canceled the ticket, not knowing what the rules were. She applied. She wanted a refund, which she could have had the refund. If that's okay for me. But Philippines Airlines is somehow taking more than 50% of the value of the ticket away from a voucher. So we're just going to use round numbers. The ticket was $50 US. When she canceled the ticket indefinitely because no one knew when the electric was going to get turned back on, she got a voucher for less than half the value of the ticket. So Philippines Airlines is penalizing you half the price of the ticket, and there are no refunds. It's a voucher that you have to use, I don't know, within a year. That's what I believe. So that money is gone, and well, we'll put it towards the next ticket. So that's probably going to happen. I got to get working on that. Because that's something that I want to do, actually. So that's that update. Let's see if there's anything else. No, not really. Nothing else is new. Been raining here for two days. It's been either cloudy and raining, or raining hard, or cloudy and raining. Today is the first day at this time of the day where it's not raining. So I'm outside checking out my score here, my DSWD score. So if anybody has if any of my subscribers, and Canoe in the Philippines, I'm going to need a piece of information from you. I'll send you an email. I don't want to discuss it on here. I have a question, and it's something that we've already discussed, but I never asked you for an answer for one part of the question. So you're gonna be, if I can remember, I don't have my pen and my pad. I'm gonna be sending you a question via the email. Anybody else? For this live stream for today, that's it. I'm gonna do stuff outside here. I bought a big tarpaulin. I bought a 5 meters by 8 feet wide and 5 meters long to cover up the cement mixer on top of the cargo container. You can really save a lot of money if you know where to shop. But if you don't know where to shop, you're going to pay through the nose. Like this tarpaulin here, for years I've been buying it from the same supplier that has one roll in front of their store. And they charged $1 per meter. So that's 39 inches, 8 feet wide, $1. They raised their price this week to $1.20 per meter. But if you go into the BQ Mall and you buy this, it's closer to $2 per linear meter. So you're actually paying almost double in the BQ Mall. Of course, they have overhead, but so does the store that sells it on the street. Now, that store where I buy it for 60 pesos this week, there were other stores that had it. This is near the BQ Mall, this store. But there's another store similar to where they sell pots and pans and cooking stoves and things like that. There's many stores that do that, and they keep a roll outside theirs. They wanted 100 pesos per meter. They rounded it off at 100 pesos per meter. So actually I saved 40 pesos per meter, or 40% off, which is quite a bit of money. And it's the same tarpaulin. One is blue, one is black, one is green. They're all the same. So if you know how to shop here in the Philippines, you can save some money. So I might go up on the roof and cover up that cement mixer. It's been out exposed to the weather since the cyclone, and it's something I can do by myself. I think that'll be today's project. I'll show you a picture of it when it's done. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching. For sure, Mr. Fazio. I see. Yes, yeah. It's nothing personal. It's just a question that you should be able to answer. No problem. Thank you, Canoe. Scott, if you see this message, I'll be sending an email in regards to your Windows 11 issue. Yes, Scott. I told Andrew about your Windows 11 issue, and I explained to him about a helpline that you might be able to call up, and he has the number for you. He already had the number in his files, so he's going to be sending you an email. So look for that from Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. Okay, then that's it. I'm ready to go to work for a little while. So we'll just say goodbye to my free food, which will eventually be distributed to rice, the coffee, because this stuff has chemicals in it. I won't eat any of this. I may have one to taste it, but the last time I had a chemical coffee, the 3-in-1 mix, was months ago. Hey, Carl, I can call you right now. I can hang up this cell phone and call you right now. I do have something I want to talk to you about. So, ladies and gentlemen, the rice is going to be distributed to the locals the same way I did last time with a number lotto. This, I may have one of these to see what this is, but it's basically, if you read the back here, this is the part where it says what's in there. In almost every prepackaged food is 30 items, and every one of them has something in it that I wouldn't eat, like artificial sugar, MSG, coffee made. It's all pure chemicals. Now, I might taste it just for the heck of it, and I might not. I've had one chemical packaged coffee in the last 2 years that I can remember. And only one in 2 years. So I don't eat that garbage. People, I don't like the taste of it. I drink my coffee. I take my, the coffee comes in a bag, 100 grams in a bag. And I just take a good sized spoonful out of there, which is equal to about 3 cups of coffee. And I do that between 5:30 and 6 o'clock in the morning. And that keeps me going till 6 or 7 o'clock at night, 12 hours. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I just opened up my finger again. If I told you how I cut my finger opening up a can of sardines with the lid. When I popped it off, I ran my finger across it. It was razor sharp. And I did that this morning. It's bleeding again. So anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Carl, I'm going to call you in less than 2 minutes, 120 seconds. So thanks for stopping by, and I do have something I want to talk to Carl about. So I'm going to say goodbye, and God day to everybody from Michael FAZIO in the Philippines, and we should also thank the DSWD for their food relief supplies, and I'm sure the locals are going to be happy about this. And I might cordon off some of this stuff to give to the fella that has 4 children, no job, and he collects sea urchins, the meat out of sea urchins, 6 hours a day, 7 days a week for 6.5 years that I know him. That's his only job. So with that, I'm going to say goodbye. And God day to everybody from Michael FAZIO in the Philippines, baby. And of course, Umping Permi, which means take care always. Bye-bye for now. That's right. Oy vey and shalom from Rabbi Jew Barker in the Philippines, baby. Bye-bye for now.